Clive, have you come seeking the gift?
No. To share mine, actually.
Oh, my.
Look, he's crying. He is. Big.
And with good reason, children. These are tears of joy. We must offer up a prayer to your parents that there shall be no lessons today, only thanksgiving and merry.
All right. Brilliant.
Finally, a new dawn has broken.
It has.
Thank you, Clive. I cannot wait to share the good news.
Hippocrates. After Kuka fell, Ultima came to me. I need to know what he is. Have you learned anything?
Alas, no. And not for want of trying. I have scoured nigh every historical tome in our collection and found nothing. Not even the sort of conspicuous absence that might suggest a concealment of fact. One is almost tempted to conclude that such a creature never existed.
But I saw him. With my own eyes.
I don't doubt that you did. Alas, it seems you are the only one who has. To others. He reveals naught. We see only that which he leaves in his wake, like some terrible force of nature beyond the ken of mortal man.
A bringer of death.
Whether the Ultima you met with was the being itself, or merely another projection of its power, I know not. But until I do, my investigations shall continue.
Thank you. It means a lot.
Is there something I might assist you with, Clive? I have a few new notes that might interest you. If you have a question for me, I should be happy to answer it. The door to the shelves shall ever be open. My knowledge is yours. I have said it many times. His story is it. Were you aware... But what of the twins themselves? Yes, change will come. Kupka is no more. I must spread these glad tidings through, but fear not. Once the news has been shared, I shall, of course, resume my investigation.
Thanks to Sid.
The nobleman who visited. Was that really Sid's uncle?
It was, and I hear... Not bad for a boy from the Imperial Barracks, eh?
You look like you could do with a drink. Don't be a stranger, Sid.
Well, someone looks pleased with himself.
Nothing escapes you, Lady Cap. It's true.
Good. I'm starting to get a crick in my neck. Well, don't just stand there gawping. It's a relief. Thank you, Clive. Coin purse weighing you down? Is that all?
Blackthorn, do you have a moment?
What is it? I'm busy.
I wanted to tell you that Hugo Kupka is dead.
I can't tell you. This is it then. Under a noose.
I'll try to live up to them. Right. Let's see if Otto has anything else for me.
Back, are ya? To a bloody riddance. Mine included. So, will it be? That it? Fine.
Is it business or pleasure? You'll not find a better price than that.
What do you need? So, will it be?
my best work, but it'll do. Yeah, that should do you. And?
I'm telling you, it's true.
You barely sat down since you came home. You're just spreading the word. So, the Professor's got a soft side, has she? I'd never have guessed. No. She was right, though. Everyone was glad to hear the news. Ah, but you ain't told everyone. I can think of plenty of friends back at the old hideaway who'd sleep more peacefully for knowing. Not least of all Sid. You should tell him. You're right. I should. And I will. Well, when you do, be sure to take Mid with you. She's been going at it hammer and tong down in that workshop of hers, trying to do her father proud. I can't remember the last time she visited the old sod's grave. Very well. I'll suggest it. Don't think Mid's been to visit her old man's grave in years. So take her with you when you go. Let Sid see his daughter's face. If he can recognize it under all the grime.
I know what you're going to tell me. Thank you.
Think Mid might need some help.
If I don't come up with something soon. All right, Clive? What do you want?
I'm going to visit Sid, and I thought you might like to come with me.
Sorry, I'm too busy for all that right now. I've got to get this thermal displacement stack sorted.
Thermal...
Displacement stack. Here.
And this is for...
Only the fastest, finest ship the world has ever seen. The Enterprise. Me and my dad designed it together. Where other vessels rely on the fickle winds to drive them through the water, ours is fitted with mithril engines. And those things have got more push than a behemoth in a bad mood, and more heat than all the hells put together. Which is where the stack comes in. I may have already talked some tight-lipped shipwrights into putting the hull together for me in a little dockyard in Canva. But the stack's a bit more involved, so I'm building it here. Thing is, it's so involved that I'm running behind and it's starting to hold things up over at the shipyard. I'll come and see my dad, though, when I'm done. Whenever that is.
Is there anything I can do to help?
Good old Clive. I were hoping you'd say that. First things first, I need some parts meching. The stack will be made up of 3 major components. There's the plating, here, that channels hot vapors away from the engine. The helm over the top, that disperses all that heat into the air. And the shielding around the sides. That stops the rest of the ship from going up in flames.
A full suit of armor, then? Probably best to take it one piece at a time.
Then you'll need to start with the plating. Everything else fits onto it. I've got the designs and the list of materials here. Show these to Blackthorn. He'll know what to do.
I can't make head nor tail of them.
Luckily, you don't need to. The engine plating's basically just a very efficient conductor. Create a thermal gradient across it and the heat radiates outwards, which... You know what, just show the plans to Blackthorn. He'll know what to do.
Editors started reading books that don't have any pictures in.
Blackthorn, can I ask a favor?
Hell with it.
It's for Mid.
This my last chance to say I'm otherwise engaged. Spare myself the arseache. Go on then. What is it this time?
She said you would know. Here.
Krieger's teats. Well, I don't know what the hell you'd want this for, but I can make it. And I'll need help. Get Gavin-Otto in here, will you?
All right.
So Mid's roped us all in here again, has she? Typical. Still, if that's what it takes to get her to visit Sid...
And,
Take a look at this. It's this plating. The usual saw grade steel won't work. We need something that can get very hot, very fast, and still keep its shape. That means an alloy. Something that won't break or buckle at a temperature, which is where you lot come in. I need materials, and I've got my work cut out already. Now, there's a special kind of sand I'm after that you can only find out in the Valcroy. Stardust, they call it. As for the rest of the stuff, my usual supply should have it in stock. It just needs buying and bringing...
Well, we'll get it done quicker if we split up. One of us should probably give you an hand coat in the sand.
And the other can go and get the rest from this supplier.
Right then.
Well, make your minds up who's going where, we can get this over with. You going after the Stardust then, are you? Which one of these two lucky souls is going with you? Oh, it's not like it's the most important.
Up to you who you take to the desert. I mean, Gav's good in a fight, but you don't have my winning personality.
Ah, don't listen to him. You'll be in the lowest of low company with either of us.
You going after the Stardust then, are you? Which one of these two lucky souls is going with you?
Otto, you're with me.
All right, then. Where do we find this Stardust and...
There's a river that runs through the southern reaches of the Velcroy. It's the black sand that washes up on its banks that you're after.
And I'm guessing you'll be needing sackloads of the stuff. Might be worth... I'll head down there. See you about...
All right.
Yous two take care, eh? I'll go and...
Just don't let the bastard...
He wouldn't do that.
Best of luck.
I'll head down to Dallimil, see about hiring us a wagon. Wait for me by the river.
Don't you worry about me. I can smell a swindle from half the twins away.
The most fragrant herbs and spices.
Gone, just like that. And without so...
What's the matter?
It's my apprentice. I'd go and look for him myself, but I've got a bakery to run. A bakery that's loath though I am to rely on the kindness of strangers. I'm at a...
I'll see what I can do.
I wouldn't be surprised if he was off somewhere mooning at Drake's Fang.
All right.
Get it while it's hot.
say I understand that boy's obsession with the Fang. I can't say I understand much about him at all.
Excuse me.
What do you want?
The baker sent me to find you.
I am a sorry, selfish sod, aren't I? Certainly not a baker. Master must rue the day to... Time was the sight of the Fang used to calm my nerves. But now look at her.
I take it you missed the Mother Crystal.
I hated her. But she was all I knew. Worked her mines for years. I had to trade my pickaxe for a rolling pin. But I'm no good at baking. Every loaf, she was the only thing that could fill the hole. But now she's gone. What am I supposed to do? I ask her. How...
Perhaps you could express yourself in your work. If you miss the Fang, maybe... you could recapture it somehow.
Recapture it? I'm a baker, not a... You know, you might just be right. What a fool I've been! I have to get back to the bakery right away. Thank you. Thank you, my friend. You've opened my eyes.
Wait. Suppose he won't be needing an escort then.
The finest fabric!
The most fragrant herbs and spices.
Ah, there you are. The man who lit a fire. Though I worry you might have stoked the flames a little too high. He damn near ran me down trying to get...
Master, it's ready. Behold the...
I dare say it is.
Just look at it. A perfect likeness of the her steepled peaks, her fulsome spurs, her inviting hollow. True, my loaves collapse more often than not, but what's the fang without her crater? Why, no fang at all. And look, inside. She's filled to bursting with a bounty of beautiful crystals. Master, I have found my purpose. I must use my...
Well, if it tastes half as unique as it looks... not only is my apprentice back, but he's finally pulling his weight. With any luck. I might even... I don't know how you did it, but you... Now, Dusan, I know you're keen, but do you have to use the good salt? Leave some for the rest of us.
Sorry, Master. I'll go and get some more later.
It would make a fine gift.
Looks like I found a river. Now where's Otto?
Fly, Ambrosia.
Otto, sorry I'm late.
Oh, Clive. I had a quick scout about, and I reckon this area's... Seems Blackthorn's the only one who thinks smithing with his Stardust stuff's a good idea. It's just lying here, waiting for any old fool to fill his boots.
But unlike any old fool, you thought to bring a wagon.
Well spotted. Now get filling. There's plenty of the stuff about. Might as well grab what we can, eh?
So this is Stardust. It just looks like black sand to me. That should be enough for now. Let's see how Otto's getting on.
How much did you get?
Enough. I hope.
More than me. Put it all together and I can't see Blackthorne complaining. Much. Here, Clive. Do you fancy a walk? Sid will be proud.
Of what?
Of you, you idiot. The way you've carried on what he started. When we first met, I had you down as a spoilt little puppy who enjoyed nothing more than biting the hand that fed you. But 5 years on, you're the one doing the feeding. So thanks for proving me wrong.
You weren't wrong. But I changed. Thanks to Sid. And thanks to you. When I suggested taking on his name, you were the first to back me. And if you hadn't, no one else would have. I couldn't have done any of this without you, Otto.
Don't give over. You're making me blush. All I did was choose hope over despair. I gave you a chance, yes, but you're the one who took it. You took a rabble of homeless, hopeless outcasts and put them back on their feet. Gave them something worth fighting for, just like the old Sid did. About time I was heading back, I reckon. All this scrabbling about in the sand's taken its toll on the old pins.
I'll see you back at the hideaway then. You can take a well-earned rest when you get there.
Oh, I plan to. Believe you me. But I'll make sure Blackthorne gets his precious black sand before I put my feet up. He'll only moan otherwise.
Right. Ready to go home, boy?
Good day to you. Sid.
It's all but spent. The crystals we get from the tailor.
Are we had to dig a new cellar to store all the unsold?
Ah, Clive. Your timing is exquisite, as always.
Go on.
There are whisperings afoot of shadowy figures, rustlings in the undergrowth, suspicious noises. It may be no more than a surfeit of nerves, understandable in the current climate, or it may be the prelude to something. Given what I hope you'll forgive me calling your nose for trouble, I wondered if you...
Of course.
Excellent. You might begin by speaking with the good citizens of Lostwing. Listen to that...
All right.
My people speak of strange shadows glimpsed in the gloom of the woods. Either these are figments of anxious imaginations, or someone is out there. Someone who does not wish to be seen.
Right. Let's see what the people of the village have to say. I'd better find out if this is just nerves, or something we need to take more seriously.
Good to see you, Sid, as always. Master Quentin's out back.
Can you believe we're standing in the hull of a ship that once sailed the skies? A pity it no longer flies. But then if the Fallen hadn't, well, fallen, I suppose we wouldn't have this far.
You all right, Sid? Something on your mind?
There is, actually. Quentin tells me people have mentioned shadowy figures out...
Oh, that. No, sorry. I heard the rumours, mind, from the lads working over at the vineyard, but none of them has seen anything either.
All right.
Don't know who the lads heard the story from, but it's going all around the village. Shadowy figures lurking in the woods that disappear as soon as you spot them. Oh, it's enough to send a shiver down your spine just thinking about it.
you have a moment? There's talk of suspicious figures in the woods.
No, but I've heard something. Sound of scraping metal, like someone...
Where was this?
In Lorbert's Park. Was out foraging for herbs when I heard it. Screeching out from between... Ran back here as quick as my legs would carry me. And I ain't been back...
I see.
I was in Lorbert's Pass when I heard it. Sounded like someone whetting a blade. Ready to slit my throat. Put the wind right up me, it did.
Seems Lorbert's Pass is our best bet, then. What do you say, Torgal? Shall we go and investigate?
Come on. Faster!
You there.
Fuck! He's seen us. Get them before they escape!
Black Shields. Here.
What the hell are you doing here?
What is it to you? Not that we give a damn. All that matters to us is that you don't leave here alive.
Why were they here? Were they planning an attack on Lostwing? I need to warn Quentin.
Good day to you.
It's all but spent.
The crystals we get from the table.
And we had to dig a new cellar to store all...
Clive, how goes...
I found some black shields hiding near Lorbert's...
Black shields, though they serve another master now. One who means to root out and destroy, and it would appear the pack has finally caught... Damn it all. I had hoped I would have more time than this. More time to... And bite back
I'm sorry. You're going to... Who did the Black Shield serve now?
Because I want him dead.
Who?
The former Lord Chief Justice of Sanbreque. All that I have built here is for him.
I don't understand. Why him? Why Lostwing?
I suppose it is... I was a member of the judiciary once. So sickened was I by the injustice of this world, and fight it I did in my... I saw more than a few corrupt officials condemned to the very cells into which they had thrown blameless innocents. Men to whom the law was but a scourge to turn against. And throughout, it was the Lord Chief Justice who backed me, who was my one true ally in the quest...
So what changed?
I discovered that he hunted bearers for sport. I was a fool to think he shared my hatred of venality and vice. His support for me was no more than a facade, a means of ridding himself of his rivals, a mask to hide the rot beneath. I filed suit against him immediately. His response, however, was rather more visceral. He had my entire family slaughtered, and he faced no punishment whatsoever. I lost everything. My loved ones, my livelihood, my position, the faith I had once held that any modicum of justice might be achieved through the courts. So I set about enacting my own. I tracked down every soul who served him and slit their throat. Myself. But the man himself proved an altogether more difficult target. With money and power come protection. And so I saw that I would need an army of my own. I came here to Lostwing and began recruiting like-minded individuals.
And everyone here knows this is why you do what you do.
Of course. They too have lost loved ones to the bearer hunts. Seen faultless friends sent to the gallows to spare the guilty, all under the watchful eye of the Lord Chief Justice. Our wounds are the same. And our cause is the same. We are comrades, and our revenge is already in motion. We know where he hides, how numerous and well-trained his guard. What we did not know until now, however, was that his plans may already be in motion too.
Quentin.
Our time is short. He may move against us at any moment, unless we move against him first. My friends and comrades, it begins. Make ready for war!
I'm not going to change his mind.
That his lordship's vultures should be found circling the village can mean only one thing. That he means to strike at us before we can strike at him. There is no time to lose. The final stage of our plan must be put into motion.
I'll be taking you all to a storehouse in the Bales. Leave anything you don't need behind.
Let's hope this is all Blackthorn needs.
How'd you lot get on? I brought back all that stuff Blackthorn asked for.
There you are. Blackthorn's got his precious stardust, in case you were wondering.
Blackthorn, got everything you need?
Yeah. Yeah, I do. Cheers for the stardust. Should be enough to be getting on with.
Nice to get out and about for once. Let's do it again sometime, eh?
I'll make a start on putting this thermal plating together then. It'll take some time, mind. So if you've got other things to be getting on with, I could do without you breathing down my neck.
Thank you, Blackthorn. I'll let Mid know construction's underway.
Suppose we'd better be getting back to work too.
Give us a shout if you need anything.
Back, are ya? You still here? The plating will be ready when it's ready. All right.
Editors started reading books that don't have any pictures in.
If I don't come up with something soon.
You'll be pleased to hear that Blackthorn's started work on the plating.
Excellent. 1 down, 2 to go.
So, what's next?
The helm, of course. For this, we'll be repurposing fallen scrap.
Salvage from the ruins? I thought that material was all but impossible to work.
Ah, but we don't have to.
I'm sorry.
Just so happens there's one particular ruin that's broken into exactly the right shape and size pieces for what we need. What's the name back there? I'll give you all the details.
What's her name? Right.
Talk to her back there. You know, thingy. She'll tell you exactly which bits of which ruin we need. You just need to go and find them.
Oh, Sid, is this about the helm?
Yes. Mid said I should speak with you.
I'll show you the plans then. Here you see the mithril engine, in which mithril is burned to generate heat. That heat is then harnessed to produce motive force. Excess heat is dealt with by means of the thermal displacement stack, which disperses it into the surrounding air. Now, were we to rely on thermal plating alone to achieve this effect, the rate of excess heat buildup would far exceed the displacement coefficient of the plating. In other words, the reactor would overheat and eventually explode. This is where the helm comes in. It connects to the plating, you see, and serves as a sort of thermal sink to absorb all that excess energy. Our experiments have shown that fallen ceramics are remarkably thermophilic. They can withstand and absorb levels of heat far above anything we are able to make today. And not only that, they're also waterproof and immune to rust, making them the perfect material for our protective hood. Why, if sea or rainwater were to enter the reactor proper, it would vaporize instantly. The forces produced would tear the ship from stern to...
You can stop there. I understand. Mid said we might be able to use parts of a fallen ruin. Where would I find it?
Ah, yes. It's in Lorbert's Pass, near Lostwing. The thing is, well, I probably should have arranged to have the pieces we need brought here sooner. You see, a certain unwanted visitor has taken up residence there. It's no longer a matter of just walking in and taking them. It's, going to be considerably more dangerous than that.
I see. Then I suppose I'd better deal with this unwanted visitor for you. Would that help?
Oh, very much. Thank you, Sid. I'll gather my team and head there right away. We'll meet you outside the ruins.
I'll be taking you all to a storehouse in the Bales. Leave anything you don't need behind.
If you're ready, we leave at once.
Ready, go?
Yeah!
All right.
Farewell.
Oh, there you are, Sid. Thanks so much for coming. The, ruins are just over there, as is the creature I told you about, I'd imagine. Would you mind?
Of course. I'll be right back. Anybody home? This must be our unwanted visitor. Time to go. Not good. I needed that. Well done, Tom. You lose. The things I do for you, Mid.
Sid! Oh, thank goodness you're safe.
You shouldn't have any trouble now.
Indeed. Well, don't let us keep you. We'll, see that everything is transported safely back to the hideaway.
All right. I'll let Mid know you're on your way.
Your work is done, Sid. We'll take care of the rest. Let Mid know she'll have her helm very soon, would you?
editors started reading books that don't have any pictures in.
If I don't come up with something soon.
Mid. Helena has recovered the material for the helm. She'll be along shortly.
Excellent. Another job well done.
And just one remaining.
Right. Right, the shielding. This one's a bit of a bugger.
How so?
The plating's enough to stop the engines going pop, but those things will still be spitting out enough fire to set the rest of the ship ablaze. Which is why you need proper shielding. A prison for the dragon's breath that's blazing away inside. I thought a triple thick layer of tempered steel might do it. Or more of the stuff that the Fallen use, but they'd both be too heavy. The helm and the plating are bulky enough as it is. Add any more weight and the whole ship would be at the bottom of the briny before we'd even started. I need something light. But I've racked my brains and I just can't think what would do it.
Well, if I were in need of obscure knowledge, I know whose counsel I would seek. Hippocrates.
Tomes? Yeah, well, I'd thought of that, obviously. I've got all the details written down here. Can you take this to him, see what he makes of it?
Right away.
I've been going round in circles trying to find something sturdy enough to withstand the fire of the engines, but light enough not to sink the ship. Should have bothered old Tome sooner. If anyone knows something I don't, it'll be him. I've been going round in circles trying to find something sturdy enough to withstand the fire of the engines, but light enough not to sink the ship. Should have bothered old Tome sooner. If anyone knows something I don't, it'll be him.
I know what you're going to tell me. Thank you, Clive.
Ain't so bad stretching your legs once in a while. Should do it more often.
Oh, I'm never drinking again, no matter whose funeral it is.
He cracked the crystal too.
Thanks to see it.
Hippocrates, do you have a moment?
For you, Clive, always.
Well, actually, it's for Mid this time. Could you take a look at this?
Shielding for a mithril engine? Whatever will that girl think of next? And what are these notes around the edges?
She has some specific requirements for the materials. The shielding needs to be able to resist extreme heat on the inside, and yet remain cool enough on the outside not to set the ship alight, while also being light enough not to sink it. As you can imagine, she's struggling to find anything that meets her needs.
I see.
I wondered if you might know of a solution, or if you might be able to search the records for one.
Perhaps it is not a different material she requires, but a different approach.
What do you mean?
Consider the lake we have made our home. Its blighted waters eat away far more quickly than fresh water or even brine, at timber and steel alike. And yet, we have made a home here from those very materials nonetheless.
We have. But Bardolph must varnish every board twice over to keep it from rotting. And Obelus complains that without a constant supply of pitch. I see.
Early Gregorian histories speak of a preparation known as moon dew. It is said to be able to resist even the most ferocious flames. Before the dragoons tamed the worms and wyverns of the realm, nobles would daub their castle walls. materials with it in order to guard against dragonfire.
So if we could recreate it...
It might be applied to some material or other in order to provide the protection Mid requires. As to how best to apply it and to what material, perhaps Bardolph and Obolus might be of assistance. I shall speak to them and see what wisdom they might have to offer. If you would be so kind as to procure the necessary ingredients, I shall discuss the specifics of how it might be most effectively put to use with our two friends. The knowledge of the past may yet prove useful to we of the modern era.
Thank you, Hippocrates. And since you're asking others to help you, perhaps I should too.
So you need a hand, do you?
We do. I'll be heading to market for the ingredients we need. I could do with some help. And some company, too.
The other can assist me in researching how best to prepare the shielding itself.
Can we count on your aid?
Always. Well, if Jill's game.
Thank you.
I am sure either of these fine young minds would prove indispensable in my research. I leave the decision as to who will go with whom in your capable hands, Clive.
Shielding that guards against even the most ferocious flames. We could have done with some of that on Drustinus.
I doubt I would have survived that place with or without it. A trip to Northreach, though, I think either of us could handle.